Alex, I spent 3 hours yesterday hunting for a 10 millimeter socket that apparently decided to migrate south for the winter. Found it in the refrigerator. Don't ask me how the logic worked there, but the coffee was cold and the socket was chilled, and somehow that's just how Thursday started.
I feel like that's a metaphor for your entire creative process. If it's not slightly chaotic and involving a cold beverage in the wrong place, are you even working?
It's organized entropy. But hey, it's August 27th, 2026, and the den is officially open. We've got a lot to chew on today. From 3D prints that smell like a breakfast nook to the massive shift in how the trades are looking in the Southwest.
And we're talking about the maker mogul trap, the one where you try to be everywhere at once on the internet and end up nowhere. But first, can we talk about your new obsession? I saw you sniffing a plastic gear earlier.
Guilty as charged. It's the eSun PLA coffee. I've lived through the era of plastic smelling like a burning tire factory, so walking into the shop and having it smell like a fresh dark roast, that's a win. They're actually using recycled coffee grounds mixed into the polymer.
Okay, but is it just a gimmick? Does it actually hold up? Or are you just printing fragrant paperweights?
That's the thing. Usually when you add organic stuff to filament, it's like trying to push chunky peanut butter through a needle. It clogs, but this stuff has a grit to it that actually masks the layer lines beautifully. It doesn't look like a 3D print. It looks like something carved out of a very stiff espresso bean.
Speaking of tech that actually works, I saw the price tag on that new Elegoo Centauri canvas kit. $55 for multi-material? That feels like a typo.
Right? It used to be you had to sell a kidney to get a reliable multicolor setup or spend your weekend troubleshooting a mess of tangled spaghetti. Elegoo is basically saying, here, have a smart hub for the price of a decent steak dinner. It's got RFID detection, so the machine knows exactly what's loaded. It's making color switching so easy, even I can't find a way to tangle it. Yet. Give me a week.
I'll give you 20 minutes. But honestly, Sunlu is the one that caught my eye. They're claiming they've fixed PETG and Silk PLA, which, let's be real, is a bold claim. PETG is notorious for being a moisture magnet, and Silk PLA usually has the structural integrity of a wet cracker.
Man, I've had silk prints literally explode if I looked at them too hard. But they've reformulated the polymer blend. It's less about being fancy and more about being dependable. It's like they finally realized we want our prints to be pretty and stay in one piece.
Let's pivot to something a bit bigger than desktop printers. There's a massive wave hitting the Southwest right now. McCarthy just dropped $115 million on this America's Workforce Academy in Arizona.
That's not a school, Alex. That's a forge. We're seeing this explosion of data centers, and the old school way of training just isn't keeping pace. You can't just be a general electrician anymore when you're dealing with the power requirements of an AI server farm that could light up a small city.
So, if I'm a young person looking at the trades, or maybe someone older looking to jump ship from residential work, what's the in? Because data center specialist sounds a bit intimidating.
Look for the words mission critical. That's the industry secret handshake right there. It's specialized HVAC for liquid cooling, high voltage redundancy, and welding that has to be surgically precise. It's demanding, sure, but the stability's different. A housing development might stall, but the internet isn't going to stop needing space to live.
It's also where the money is, isn't it?
It's where the I can afford the fancy wood money is, yes. These roles often carry a premium because the cost of failure is so high. If a data center goes down, the world stops scrolling. That gives a tradesperson a lot of leverage.
Let's talk about the business side. You see a lot of makers trying to be TikTok stars, Pinterest gurus, and LinkedIn thought leaders all at once. And usually, they just look tired.
It's the scattergun approach, and it's a recipe for burnout. In 2026, the noise is so loud, you can't hear yourself think. The advice we're giving in the Maker Mogul Corner is simple. Pick one hill and plant your flag.
And you're still saying Instagram is the hill, even with all the changes?
For makers, absolutely. It's the only place where the discovery of reels meets the education of carousels. You show them the cool spark in a 5-second clip, and then you show them the heart of the project in the slides. Look at Brady, the creator. He's not just selling a product, he's selling the fact that he's a guy in a shop trying to figure it out.
He's very face-forward, which I know is hard for a lot of makers who would rather stay behind the safety of a welding mask.
Believe me, I know the feeling. I have a face made for radio and a personality made for a solitary shed. But people don't buy things anymore. They buy the story behind the thing. And honestly, use humor. Look at the TSA social media.
Wait, the people who take my water bottle at the airport?
The very ones. They turned a government agency everyone hates into a viral sensation by being funny and human. If they can make a prohibited, oversized bottle of shampoo entertaining, you can certainly make a dovetail joint interesting. Stop being so precious about your brand and just be a person.
Speaking of being a person, I saw the miter saw station project you were drooling over from the hand carving channel. It's a bit much, Tiger. It has hand-carved accents on a shop tool.
It's glorious. Why shouldn't the tools we use every day be beautiful? But the real lesson there isn't the carving, it's the dust collection. Most people just slap a shop vac on the back of a saw and call it a day. This build uses a vacuum plenum, a dedicated pressurized chamber behind the saw.
For those of us who haven't spent 40 years in a shop, explain why I should care about a plenum.
Because a miter saw is basically a machine designed to throw fine dust directly into your sinuses. A plenum captures the spray at the source before it ever hits the air. It's the difference between wearing a respirator all day and actually being able to breathe.
You had a tip about shimming the wings of the station too, right? Something about playing cards?
Yeah, that's an old trick that still beats a laser level any day. When you're building the side tables for your saw, they have to be perfectly flush. If they're off by even a hair, your long cuts will be crooked. I use a deck of playing cards. Need a micro adjustment? Add a jack of hearts. It's the perfect, consistent shim.
So the takeaway is, use your gambling habits to improve your woodworking.
Exactly. It's all about resourcefulness.
We've covered a lot today. Smelly plastic, high-tech trade schools, and why you shouldn't try to be a TikTok star if you're already an Instagram woodworker.
It really boils down to one thing this week: focus. Whether it's focusing your career on mission-critical skills, focusing your marketing on one platform, or just focusing your dust collection so you don't choke. Stop trying to do everything poorly and start doing one thing exceptionally well.
Even if that one thing is just finding your 10mm socket in the fridge.
Especially then, it was a very cold, very precise discovery.
Well, that's it for the TigerDen Daily. If you're ready to level up, whether it's in the trades, as a maker mogul, or in your own DIY mastery, we're here for it.
Stay hungry, keep your blades sharp, and we'll see you in the den next time.